Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I would like to talk about making a wooden shakuhachi. I'm going to be trying to make a 1.8 length, and I'm going to be using the measurements that I got from this article or something online that I drew here on this cardboard for the bore. So yeah, I forgot to say, this video is going to be about the bore. So there's 3 ways that I can think of for making a bore. One way would be getting a piece of wood and mounting it on a lathe, and then using like a gun barrel drill bit to go in the end of the wood while the wood's spinning, and being, a lot of times I think you have to support it in the middle with rollers. You can shape it really nice and get a nice straight bore. Then you can come in with a reamer, which would be a taper. This is exaggerated, of course, that matches the taper of the bore that you want. And that is a great way to make a professional flute. But that's a lot of tools and expensive tools. So another way, the second way that I can think of to make the bore, is the way I think that a lot of Native American flutes are made, which is where you get like squared stock of wood, and you use a router or a routing table to route a groove into it. I think this is used a lot for our Native American flutes because their bores aren't tapered, I don't think. And then you get another corresponding piece. And then you glue them together. And then of course you shape this so that it's round. That also requires the bit. And then most likely you need a routing table to be sure that this runs perfectly down the center so that when you put them together they match. The other problem is, like I said, it's not tapered. So then when you glue it together, you either ream it out or something to make it tapered if you wanted it tapered. So the third way, the problem with that way too is you have to have nice, square, straight wood, which can be expensive. The third way that I can think of, that I've thought of a lot, man, that 3 was terrible, is just get inexpensive wood that you can find almost anywhere, which usually is a tree sapling. So you get a nice long, fairly straight piece of wood. It could even be a tree branch if you wanted. And then the inside of this is usually like softer, and then you get a drill bit that hopefully follows that. So there's this drill bit that I wish I had, that I don't know if you can get them outside of maybe Eastern Europe, which is where I think they were developed, but it's a screw here at the tip, and then it connects to this sort of oval shape, but then it does that, and so it cuts, and then you get you start with a small one and you graduate to larger sizes, and this pole can be as long as it wants. long as you want, and it is drilled by hand. And with that, they, in Eastern Europe, certain countries, I don't know exactly, I think countries that were the former Czechoslovakia, they make flutes that are even out of curved wood, that are real long like this. Sorry, they don't go in like that. And then there's this extra pipe that's connected right here. And then it goes to a, what I call a fipple. It's this shape here that you find with a whistle. So the air comes through here and hits this. Anyway, Fuyara, if you look that up, you'll find this. And I don't know about now, but in the past they'd be drilled out by hand. And the wood often isn't straight. It follows that soft core in the wood. Well, I haven't been able to make or find a bit like that. So I went to Harbor Freight and bought these 3 drill bits. So I'm gonna use them. So I sharpened one of them, the smaller one. Hopefully it doesn't go out the side is the main point. This wood that I chose is oversized, so I can bring it down to match wherever the bore ends up. And then I'll step up the drill bits a little bit. And then I think what I'm going to try to do is hand carve, I guess, a taper, a very gentle taper that matches my bore, at least for the top part, because you know a shakuhachi, this is exaggerated, but shakuhachi kind of does this. It doesn't go out nearly that much, of course, but anyway, thick to thin and back to thick again, or wide to narrow, back to wide again. Anyway, so this would be a piece of wood that I'll cut to a taper, and then I'll put a slit in there, and I can wrap various grades of sandpaper on there. That's my idea now for a taper, or for, like, instead of a reamer. So this, as far as I can tell, is the most economic option to make a more complex bore in a wooden shakuhachi. Another approach to a reamer is to make, it's best if you have a lathe, of course. You make your taper, and then you cut it in half, and then you slide a piece of metal in there, and so the wood holds the metal, and it basically just scrapes it out. This was done by the channel, I think, Paste Makes, and that would be cool. I could maybe try that, but first I'm going to try the sandpaper method. So that's all that I have for this video. These are my thoughts. If you have any other thoughts of the shape of a bore of a shakuhachi, or how to get that shape, particularly in wood, but in anything, please let me know in the comments. I'd be very happy to hear what ideas you would have. Also, stay tuned for the rest of the build if you're interested. I wanted to include more in this video, but I got interrupted with childcare duties, so that's as far as I've been able to get, is just drilling part of the bore. Anyway, if you're a return viewer, thanks so much. If this is your first time, I hope you'll consider checking out some of my other videos. The last video I posted was making these mask earrings, which I was really proud of. I think they're so cool. I like them so much. From an anime, Demon Slayer. And if you have any cool anime that you like that you would recommend, I mean, I don't have a lot of time to watch them, but I'm always curious to find cool ones. Leave it in the comments. That's all. I hope you have a good day. Bye.